Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio. This is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. I have with me two, I must say, well-anticipated guests. Looking forward to, they're already giggling over there. Looking forward to having these two in. Very busy people. We're very lucky to get some of their time. I have with me Worley and Kenny Lumpkin of the Jackson EMC Foundation. Folks, welcome to the Northeast studio.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome. The Empower College and Career Center welcomes you. I welcome you. The Jackson EMC Foundation. I've heard a lot about that.
Yeah. You know, when we first met you, I don't know if you remember this, Tom, back on September the 28th.
I do remember that.
3 months to the day, Lori and I met you at a Jackson County Family Connection Collaborative meeting.
Shout out Linda Foster. She's awesome.
Yeah. This is special for us because we didn't plan this day, November the 28th, but it turned out to be the perfect day.
I heard it's a good day.
It's a wonderful day.
Awesome.
Think about what's happening in our state and our country as we commemorate and celebrate the life of Rosalind Carter, who did so much for mental health awareness dating back to the 1980s. It was a lot of her initiatives and programs that got insurance to cover mental health illness in our country today. And we certainly, our hearts are with former President Jimmy Carter, who has lost his lifelong mate. And the work that he did in the early 80s with Habitat for Humanity, which is a tremendous organization that was changed and shaped by his efforts in the mid 80s. And we can't forget that today is Give Tuesday.
It is. Yes, it is.
People are giving to charitable organizations all over the world and locally here in Jackson County. They're paying it forward. They're doing random acts of kindness. And so all of these things fold into why we're here and make it such a perfect opportunity to talk about the good work that we're doing, Lori and I, at Jackson EMC.
And hey, I got to throw in, you brought up the First Lady. You know, the one thing I've always loved about her, she was classy before she went to Washington. She was classy during and after she left Washington.
Yes.
She always rose above it. No pun there. I just realized what I said. But she was classy beginning, during, and after the whole time.
Yes.
Bless her for that.
Great lady.
Sorry, off the soapbox. Sorry about that. The Jackson EMC Foundation. Y'all do a lot of stuff, a lot of big stuff. Been doing it for a while.
We have since 2005. So just a little bit how the Jackson EMC Foundation is funded. Our members from Jackson EMC actually round their electric bills up to the nearest dollar, and all that change goes back into the community. So we have over 89% participation of our members actually rounding up their...
That's a huge
It
number.
is a huge number. So
I would be happy with 50%.
yes.
Almost 90.
Almost. We
How'd
are
y'all
trying
pull
really
that
hard.
off? Don't tell the secret. Don't tell. It speaks to the people in this area.
It does.
So on average, that's about $6 a year per member, and all of that small change amounts to about $100,000 every month to go back into the community. So that's over $1 million back in the community in a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You distribute that back into the community through nonprofits.
We actually do it through
civic organizations.
Right, we do it through a application process. So we give grants to organizations and individuals. The maximum for organizations is $20,000, and for individuals, it's $5,000. And you just have to live in one of the counties that Jackson EMC serves.
The Jackson EMC footprint is all the way down in Gwinnett, northeast of here, correct? Mm-hmm. Very large footprint. It's not just Jackson County.
No, sir.
Yeah. We serve 10 counties.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Total population of over 1.7 million people, and our membership is over 250,000 people today. What started, as Lori touched on, what started back in 1938 was an organization, a group of people that came together to improve the quality of life for people in Northeast Georgia. And that responsibility today, Tom, has grown to over 255,000 people in a footprint of over 1.7 million people. And we're still doing it today for the same reason, and that is to improve the quality of life.
You mentioned 2005. How did it come together? Someone just had a good idea? Definitely a good idea.
Actually, it started with Palmetto EMC in South Carolina. They started the program and just threw the idea out there to their members to round up the bills, and then that grew from there. So all the EMCs in Georgia, or actually all over the state, can participate in it. Jackson EMC decided in 2005 they wanted to be a part of it and see how it worked. We didn't know how long it would last, but Here we are. We're 19 years in and giving away over $20 million.
$20 million back into the community. Now, Lori, not to put you on the spot, but hey, it's my job. You're kind of the glue for this foundation. You've been called the glue to me. I've been told that.
Well, I have
It's
been
okay
with
to blush. You've earned it. You've earned the blush. I'm giving you the credit.
Well, I have been with the foundation since the very beginning. So this is my personal baby, and in my opinion, this is the best thing that Jackson EMC's ever done.
I don't doubt that.
We
for a
get to help people and organizations through a small amount. Our members get to be a part of something tremendous.
I wonder, do the members, there's no answer to this question, do the members realize just what impact they're making?
I think there is an answer to that.
Is there an answer?
Yeah.
I hope they realize.
Well, a big
You're
part
moving mountains. I mean, honestly, you are.
No doubt, Tom. A big part of what the foundation has endeavored to do this year in particular is to bring about greater awareness.
Okay.
Awareness to the work that's being done through the foundation. And so we are intentionally connecting with hundreds of nonprofits that we've funded since 2005 to get to better know them, to understand what they're doing, to connect with them beyond what we call funding, right?
Right.
We have funded these organizations, as Lori said, for 19 years,
Right.
but we haven't really gotten to know them as well as we're working to do now. Now, the other part of that is when we do a better job of bringing about awareness of the work that's being done at the foundation, not only do those organizations get highlighted, but the people that make it possible.
Right.
They hear the story. My wife told me just the other day when she read our Jackson EMC impact report, this is beautiful. Had I known you guys were doing this kind of work, had I known that my $6 was making this kind of difference, I would have signed up a long time ago.
Yeah. I like the idea, though, you're getting to know these organizations you're helping. I'm not a big fan of just throwing money at something. That doesn't always solve the problems, but you get to know these organizations. There's things that maybe money can't help, but time and effort will. You get to know them more and more. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. But I love that philosophy, though. Build the relationship.
That is part of, I believe, the overarching goal for our plans in 2024 is to really get to know the people that because it is a partnership.
Yeah, it is.
As we look at all of the 10 counties that we work with and the nonprofits that are in those 10 counties, one thing is really clear. They're all unique. They all have different nonprofits. There's a saying, if you've seen one nonprofit, you've seen one nonprofit.
That is
and
right.
So they all behave differently. But they all work together collaboratively to solve their own problems. And what we hope to do is to be in the middle of that activity to help bring them together, to help them coordinate, collaborate, and work together to solve those problems, because we have that type of influence. We're sitting in a position, Lori particularly is sitting in a position where she has the ability to connect nonprofits with other nonprofits because of the database we have to help them find solutions for problems that are in their community, and help them find support partners that they may not be aware of.
Yeah, it's not that they don't care, they don't know.
That's right. And we do connect nonprofits and individuals together. Sometimes individuals need that little hand up, and so sometimes we have the resources to actually know somebody that can help them. If we can't help them fully, we will try to find somebody that can. And even if we can't help them at all, we still try to find somebody that can help the people in our counties.
Do you think that's one of the biggest ways you're impacting the community? Just bringing people together, resources?
Absolutely. A lot of the other EMCs don't take individuals anymore because it takes a lot of work. And there's also, with the prices of everything going up, the dollar doesn't go as far. So we are trying our best to put our money with other nonprofits or other organizations that can help just to keep people living day to day.
Right. You two are passionate about what you do. I'm passionate about this studio, but I'm passionate about what you do as well. Bring the community together. It's funny how in the age of the internet, right, we're 20-something years into the internet, the world is so small, right? But it seems like communities have gotten farther and farther apart. The small community has gotten farther apart, but the world has gotten smaller. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does.
And that's horrible.
It does.
Sorry, more soapbox.
Well, and I think that points to the need for, let's take Give Tuesday, for instance.
Exactly.
There's so much that we find that we can do beyond money. You touched on it earlier. This morning I had a conversation with a person that generally doesn't get the opportunity to just talk to people, right? And we forget just a smile in a conversation is something that can mean so much to a person and can change their day in a positive way.
Absolutely.
And that's why we support organizations that actually help to connect people with those resources to have those conversations, to talk about things, because that is a lot of times more important than giving them money, but giving them conversation.
I try to say good morning to everybody. Whether I know you, probably don't know you.
Sure.
You're holding a door for me. Maybe I'm holding a door for you. A simple good morning.
Yeah.
A breath in 2 seconds of your day. Just good morning.
One of the things that when I first joined the team, Tom, that really impressed me about Jackson EMC was Lori and her passion for helping others. She was the first person I heard in the organization that said, "I love my job."
Nice.
And it became infectious to me. Every time I came around her, I talked to her, I could see that she was working with something that was far deeper than for money. She was working out of her passion. And I think that's the work we're being allowed to do on behalf of the members of Jackson EMC. We're being allowed to take what they give us every month in terms of their roundup dollars, and they entrust that with the administrative team and the board of directors, and we deploy those resources 100%, right, Lori?
All of it goes back.
100% goes back. There's no administrative cost to the foundation. We put all of those dollars back into the community to make a difference.
Every penny.
And
Every penny.
Every penny.
Wow.
And you know, there's great organizations that taunt a 10% administrative cost, and that's not bad, right?
No, that's good. And compared to some, that's great.
It's really good. But we're 100%, and we're really proud of that.
Absolutely.
I would have led with that. If just say it, I'd have started everything with that. You mentioned grants. You've given out millions of dollars in grants, $100,000.
Correct.
How often do you do this? You mentioned an application process.
Sure. On average, it takes about 30 to 60 days for an individual to get their application through. Of course, they get priority, and we get them in as quickly as possible because their needs are usually pretty immediate.
Right.
So for organizations, it does take a little bit longer just because of the volume of applications that we actually receive.
You get a lot of.
We do, and it takes about 5 to 6 months to get through the process. You can get an application online, or you can get one at any of our local offices. We get them in on a first in, first out basis. Our board of directors, as Kenny mentioned, is who decides where the funding goes. We do meet bi-monthly, so 6 times a year. They review all the applications and decide how that $100,000 a month goes back out into the community.
But it's basically awarded every month.
Absolutely. It's just amazing what they do. We also, let our members know how their money's being spent by our Gemco News. It's just amazing to see what the board is putting that money to use for. I don't think we've had anybody, very few people have called in and said, "Hey, I don't want to be a part of that." When you see that that's $6 and my $6, your $6, all of that goes back in to the community that you live. So, it's just amazing to see how it works.
So those who receive the grants, though, they are vetted out.
They are. That is something that's
For
done
legitimacy.
internally. Yes. We check every individual out, just trying to make sure if the need is there. And we are a last resort. If they ask for something that somebody else maybe can help them with, we try to refer them there. So we try to do things that other organizations are not helping with. We do, like as you said, vet them out. Internally, we look at their application to make sure everything on there is correct and then present that to the board so they can make a wise decision.
I think one of the examples, I think it was on the website, or maybe Kenny, you told me this, or maybe both. You helped someone rebuild a wheelchair ramp or something like that.
We do.
The foundation did.
Yes, we do.
That's definitely a need right now.
Yes. You'd be surprised at how many individuals, a lot of them are older, and the biggest thing they want to do is just have their independence and stay in their homes.
I don't blame them.
But they live on Social Security
they do what they can
or
with
less.
what
Yes.
they got. Yeah.
Yes, and so they need that extra little assistance just to do some home repairs or just anything just to keep them in their house. So that's what we try to do.
Man, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? I'm dead serious.
Absolutely.
Man, I can pound nails.
Yes. I know.
Kenny, what we building next? I'm ready, man. Give me a
Yes.
call. Give me a call.
It's great work. You just touched on something else that's really profound in what's happening with our foundation. A lot of what we do creates volunteer opportunities for our employees.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they get very engaged and involved in programs to help people, whether it's landscaping, building ramps, all of these type of initiatives shows the global commitment from the corporate through the foundation of our employees to the cause of doing good work and improving the quality of life of the people in the communities that we serve. It's really at the core of everything we do, and that's why Lori and I love it so much, because it is service to others.
So you need a lot of help from the community, other than just rounding up the bill every month. You need volunteers.
You know, volunteers, one of the things that we recently conducted a survey of the 250 plus nonprofits, and the two most important needs of the nonprofits right now is program funding and payroll funding. But they're also at the top of that list is a need for volunteerism. All of these organizations desperately need people to get involved, particularly mentoring programs, legacy youth mentoring here in Jackson County. They have a huge need for people to spend a few hours, 30 minutes a week with young boys and girls to help shape their lives. And so I think there's a huge need, Tom, across America for more people to step up and give their time.
Yeah, boots on the ground. It's been fun. I've enjoyed this. Kenny's got a lot of notes.
Well, I
Really good
I got
notes.
a lot of notes, but I can't read my notes, so that's not real helpful.
That's why I
right
quit
now.
taking notes, to be honest with you.
We do recognize the importance of the work that we do and being good stewards with the resources that have been entrusted to us. You touched on earlier, Tom, the 89 to 90% participation rate. That is unheard of across the nation of electric membership cooperatives. We're really proud of that because we believe, Lori and I and April and Elizabeth, who's a member of our team as well, we believe that's a reflection of how well and how responsible we manage the Jackson EMC Foundation. We're also proud of the fact that since inception, since 2005 here in Jackson County, we have awarded more than $1.5 million in grants to nonprofits that specifically serve Jackson County. And so we're really proud to have supported organizations like I Serve Ministry, which is headed by Jeff and Sherry Grant, the work that they do with the Backpack Love Program, Habitat for Humanity we touched on earlier, Streetwise. There's so many organizations we touch. But here's the thing. We believe there's more.
Oh, there is.
We believe there are a lot of people that don't know about the great work that the foundation's doing. And so because of that, Lori and I and the rest of our team, we're going to remain committed to telling this story out in the community as much as we can so that we can help more people.
We need a few more podcasts. I'm telling you, y'all are good on the mic. Folks, they came in here, we're nervous. They're not. If they're nervous, they're really hiding it well, let me tell you. Awesome. Website, JacksonEMC.com.
/foundation.
But now if you just go to Jackson EMC, you will get to the foundation page.
You can click on the community part, and it'll lead you right to the
I was
foundation.
tracking it down before y'all got in here.
Good.
You got to do, pre-show. You got to do prep.
Yes.
So in 2024, we're going to get to know everybody. I love it.
I think so.
No, that's awesome.
We're really proud also. We've got it here. We'll see if Lori will talk a little bit to it, but our community impact report just came out.
That's right.
So again, perfect timing.
The ink is still drying on it.
Still dry. So it highlights a number of the things that we've done over the past year. You know, Lori, maybe touch on a couple of those things in the impact report.
Sure. So we've given over $1.1 million just in the last year, which is almost 17,000 youth engaged through camp experiences, after school support and mentor programs. We've done almost 1,600 counseling and therapy sessions, 600 rides provided for women in need of emergency transportation. We've given almost 95,000 meals served through food pantries and food banks.
Bless you for that.
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing just what a small amount of change can do.
Yeah,
Never hesitate to feed somebody.
That's
Yep,
right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So we're pretty proud of what the foundation has done in the last 19 years, and we hope to continue to grow.
I bet you do.
So absolutely
love it.
love it.
I'm proud of y'all. I have no right to be proud of you, but I'm proud of y'all. I'm serious.
Well, it's a great organization, and I'm so thankful that Jackson EMC started it. If you have any questions or if you know of a nonprofit in the area that needs that little bit of assistance, make sure they give us a call or reach out on the website. All of our information is there.
So go to the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tom, what we've done is this year we've intentionally gone out and spread the good news as much as we can on the outside. And we've encouraged people to reach back to Lori and Elizabeth because they are, as you said earlier, they are the experts when it comes to the application, qualifying the criteria. And they do something else that no other nonprofits do that run a foundation and give away money that I've heard of, and that is they will actually help you fill out the application.
Oh, wow.
We leave the personal touch in the program because at the end of the day, if you're eligible, we want you to have the money. And so we're willing to work with you to get you through that process. And so we want to encourage people that hear this podcast, if you know of somebody that's interested in receiving help, that have a great program or an idea, but don't know how to get it funded, just call us. Yeah. Call Lori and Elizabeth and let them talk you through it. Yeah.
Because that could lead to resources, not just money.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that's all
we don't like to deny people or to turn them away. So we will do whatever we can to find a program, or if it's an individual, we'll try to find somebody to help them.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Awesome. Well, folks, if that's it, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It's good to have you in here. And it has been 2 months since we met. Met officially. To the day. They're going to play my music any second now. I'm vamping at this point. But seriously, Lori, Kenny, thank you so much for being in here today. And the music somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Thank you, Tom.
It's coming in. Thank you, folks. Hey, JacksonEMC.com/foundation. Check out what the foundation's doing. And if you do know a local nonprofit, give them an idea. Send them to the website. I'm Tom Sheldon. Talk to you soon.